Hey, what's up? It's Renee Meja. We're going to check out some of my favorite plugins. Even though I mostly use analog, a lot of outboard gear, I'm a hybrid mixer. I like to use a mixture of plugins, digital, and analog. Analog is wonderful. It's the go-to. It's great, but there are definitely perks of digital. It's super easy to go through and make little tweaks and do re-edits and touch-ups. It's easy to change stuff out. We're going to start off with the Sausage Fattener. The Sausage Fattener is a fun one. So here we go. Let's see what this can do. You see how his face adjusts? That's kind of cool. And of course you can always adjust the gain here. So we will turn it down a little bit for right now. We'll turn the fatness up. And turn up the color. It's here before, after. Cool. Before. Let's level match it a little bit more. So that's with no color. Before, after. Before. Yeah, it adds a little bit of excitement to it. So great for saturation. I'm going to try it on kick drum. So this is off. Okay. I'm going to start at 0. We'll put the gain back to where it was. Okay, here we go. On. You hear how just that little bit before? Just that little bit gives it that extra thud and punch. Let's add some color to it. Yeah, so much bigger. Before. After. Before. After. So you can dial in as much color as you want. I'm going to turn down the gain a little bit. Before. After, let's add a little bit more fatness. Before. It sounds kind of boring-ish. And then when we add it in, awesome. So we're going to achieve something similar by doing analog, but sometimes I like to use plugins depending on the song. Sometimes I like to do an alternate mix. I'll do like a plugin mix, and I'll do an analog mix, or I'll combine it. It all just depends. All right, let's check it out on snare. This is snare before, after. Yeah, that's some really fun color. Before, after. See, it gives the snare its own tone. This is before, after. You can really hear the tom drums now a little bit in the background. Before, This is awesome. Just for fun, I'm gonna check it out on acoustic. Okay, here we go. Wow, just with a little bit of fatness before. This is why this is one of my favorite plugins. After. I like that. Now let's add some color. Ah, that's pretty. Before. After. Add a little more color. Very three-dimensional now. Before. After. It's almost making the acoustic guitar sound like a whole different instrument now. A little goes a long way. Before. After. Before. After. Vocals for fun.
'Cause I do what I please, 'cause I do what I say. So now and again to you. Let me tell you about what you see. All you get is living truth.
Before.
'Cause I'm much to my own beat to what you get. On the count of 1, 2, 3. There's a whole demon
Before.
for me. So
After. So that's why this little guy's my favorite plugins. Here we go. I already love it. Just that little bit. Before. After. Let's add some color. Ooh, right there's a good spot. Before. After. That sounds cool. It adds a lot of air. Before. After, it's add a little bit more fatness. Before. Now let's turn down the gain just a little bit. Before. After. No color. So just a little bit. This is before, after. Just a little bit goes a long way, right? And even if I just turn it. So that is awesome. I love the Sausage Fattener on bass. All right, my next favorite plugin is the Slate Digital Virtual Tape Machine. This is perfect if you do not have a tape machine yet and you don't have hardware that can simulate a tape machine, but you want kind of a cool thing. This is a great plugin. I like this one and we'll see what it does. Let's first use it on acoustic guitars. So it even like spins like a tape machine, which is cool. All right, so here we go. So right now it's on. Okay, let's start with the off. And it's subtle, but it does a lot. We don't want to go up that high. Okay, here we go. Before, after. It just adds that little bit of something, that little bit of nuance. Before, after. And of course you can adjust all these settings here. High bias, low, 15, 30. And if you go up all the way, you get a lot of distortion. Mainly I see the more extreme effects with this using like drums, or if I'm doing an overall mix. So these are unmixed drums, but we can still kind of hear it. Right, so this is after, before. So it sounds a little emptier before we add it. Just gives a little bit more warmth. We'll take out a little bit here. Before, you hear how it sounds colder? It sounds like colder and a little bit more shriveled up, and then we add it in. It adds it. A fuller, round, warm body sound. Before. After. So when I'm doing a quick mix, I love putting this on there. Especially if I don't have time to go out to the tape machines and all of that. Sometimes this sounds really, really great. And I'm like, I love it. Go on normal mode. 4. Let's go a little bit more extreme with the settings. Before, here it gets quieter, smaller, less saturation. After. Before. After. So that's one of my favorite plugins to use.
Yeah,
check it on vocals.
I wanna take a real slow, wanna do it real fast. If you're ready, let's go. Cause I do what I please, cause I do what I say.
Before.
So now and again.
After.
To you. Let me tell you about what you see. All you get is love and truth.
Before.
Cause I march to my own beat to what you get.
After.
On the count of 1, 2, 3. There's a whole demon for me. So, from the moon, I'm flying. I made the shift and I did it fast. I'm the transformer, better
Really
while
cool.
they last. And I made it so close, stamped.
Before.
With a line, living my best life now.
After.
Better than I thought. Keeps on getting better. Never
That's pretty
gonna
cool.
Stop. Hold on, nothing's gonna ever get me down. Relax, all the possibilities unbound.
So, usually if I'm doing like a really quick thing to the vocal, you can throw some vocal presence preset on there, add a couple little tweaks, and it's gonna sound good. It's gonna make the vocal more forward. It's gonna balance out the EQ section and bring the vocals up front a little bit more. So I really like that part.
Let me tell you about what
Before.
you see. All you get is love
After.
and truth. Cause I march to my own beat to what you
Let's add the
get.
acoustics
On the
in.
count of 1, 2, 3. There's a whole
Before.
demon for me. So,
Before. This is before.
I'm flying, I made the shift and I did it fast. I'm the
After.
transformer, better
Pretty
while
cool.
they last. And I made it so close, stamped.
Before.
With a line, living my best life now, better than I thought.
And that's without any tweaks. So it opens it up, it brings everything forward a little bit more. Love this for like a super quick thing. So yeah, I really like Vitamin. Vitamin is cool. Now the one knob series of waves is awesome, spectacular. You can get really quick work done and it does the job. If I just need something to be louder really quick, but I don't want to change the sound up too much, perfect. If I want to just be a little bit brighter or a little bit thicker, perfect. The one knob bundle is awesome. I really like this one knob stereo wetter if I want to just add quick reverb to the harmonies or something like that and I don't want to do too much. I want it to be subtle. Perfect. And the cool thing is it's so subtle if I try to add extra effects later, it's not going to interfere too much with the sound. So let's check that out. Pretty, see? You see how long that took before? after. Maybe around there. Before, after. So, go on to add a little bit with the vocal. Just that little bit. Before. On the count of 1, 2, 3, there's all demon for me. So, that with more reverb. First, I'm the transformer, better while they last, and I made it so close. Before. Stopped. With a line, living my best life now, better than I thought. Whole different vibe, whole different song. That's its own thing. It sounds cool. It sounds really great. You see how long that took? 3 seconds. Just bam. Kind of decide how much reverb. In some cases, some instruments can go all the way up to 6, depending on how they're recorded. Some, like this, 2 to 3 is fine. But yeah, I really, really like that reverb. It hits the spot. It's quick, especially if I don't feel like sitting there and tweaking all the different reverbs. Alright, so this little compressor right here, the Omnipressor. This one is really great. It's kind of like the distressor, and I know UAD makes a really good distressor plugin. This one is cool. The sky is the limit. You can really get into this and create all kinds of cool settings and presets. I'm just going to keep it really simple. When I do like to use this, I like to use it for bass sometimes and guitars. So let's check it out. On bass. I haven't used this plugin in a long time. Before, after. Has a lot of settings. Before. And I have my, I think this was one of my favorites. I have my personal presets saved into different folders, so we'll just hear some of the built-in ones. This one was really good. Before. After. Before. After. And of course, you can go through and tweak it the way that you like. But I think this was always pretty much my favorite one. Analog Juice and I want to say Mix Bus Compressor. Before. After. Perfect. Alright, now let's try it on guitars. Before. After. So many good plugins. Now, what I didn't show you in this video is my ultimate favorite plugin, which is the Fab Filter Pro Q4 and also the Fab Filter Pro Q3. That's my favorite plugin. If I had to pick one plugin, it'd be this one. But I use it more for surgical reasons, for really kind of cleaning up and clearing up the sound. So that's why I didn't show it on this. These other plugins are more what I use for like effects and fun, color, things like that. This right here by Joseph Puig, who is one of my favorite mixers. This one is fantastic for adding just that little bit of color, especially if you don't have analog gear. Somebody asked me before, if you don't have any analog yet, what's a good plugin to start off with to get a little bit of that analog color? I would say this one right here, the Joseph Puig Tech. So let's hear it. before, after. So that's one thing he did that was really cool, is without touching any of the settings, just by having the sound run through it, adds a little bit of analog saturation and warmth, similar to what we heard with the virtual tape machine. And so he was very strategic and specific about doing it that way. So if we wanted to add a little bit, we would kind of follow the technique of boosting a little bit and cutting a little bit. So here we go. Before, after. Sounds cooler. A little bit of highs, and before, see, in just 2 seconds we already have a cooler sound. So, before, after. I relied on this plugin heavily before I got any analog equipment. I really enjoy it a lot. And let's hear it with like a bass. Okay. Before. This is before and after, just with that little bit of a change. Just add a little bit of a boost. Maybe around 3K. Before, after. And alright, let's hear it on vocal and acoustic.
Do what I please, cause I do what I say. So now and again.
Let's reset it. Here we go.
Let me tell you about what you see. All you get is love and truth. Cause I'm much too much. Only to what
Pretty.
you get on the count
Before.
of 1, 2, 3. That's
After.
all
I like
demon for me. So
A lot more presence. Before. After.
Fast. I'm the transformer, better while they last, and I made it so close.
Before.
Stopped with a line, living my best life now, better than I thought.
Off.
Keeps on getting better, never
After.
gonna stop. Hold on.
I didn't want to take it off. I like it. So we got to check out some of my favorite plugins. The Puig Tech, this is a must-have plugin along with the Fab Filter Pro Q. With just those two plugins alone, so much stuff you could do. All right, I hope you have a great, awesome, fun, amazing rest of the day. Check out my other videos, like and subscribe if you like this video. Put in the comments below what's your favorite plugin and why, and we'll hopefully get to check it out on a future video. I hope you guys have an awesome, amazing rest of the day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.